Do you get the Dunkin' Donuts discount?
Of course I do.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Tuck Rule Takes, episode 219, episode 219 of Tuck Rule Takes. Just full disclosure, this will not be an enjoyable episode. Don't expect the lively bunch that you normally get, but the bunch is still here. Mike, Al's here, our resident educator, and Liam's here in the hood because he is depressed, just like I think all Patriots fans probably are. But again, this episode 219 of Tuck Rule Takes. Thank you for tuning in. Want to give a quick shout out to Coach Guy Sports and Sports Spider. Coach Guy Sports, the OGs of all this, kind of put us on. Al was a big part of that. Al is the one in the green shirt if you're watching on YouTube. Al, say hi.
Hi, go Celtics.
And
Patriots
if
sucked in the Super Bowl.
You really leaned into that one.
And if you're listening, that was Al, and then Liam also chimed in as well. Speaking of Liam, he also has a podcast on Coach Guy Sports called The Rafters. Patriots season is over, so dive into the Celtics. Celtics are having a good season. Tatum may or may not be coming back, so kind of a big time. If you like ball, go listen to the podcast. Go watch the Celtics. Also, Sports Spider. That is Spider with a Y. You hear me say it every week. Go to the NFL tab. We'll go to sportspider.com, go to the NFL tab, go to the Patriots. We will be right there towards the top. If not, scroll down a little bit. And we will also be there throughout the offseason. We may miss a week or two or might not have the exact drop dates we normally have. Today we're starting, or this week we are dropping a day late because we were all, quite frankly, too depressed to record yesterday. But go check them out, Couch Guy Sports and Sports Spider. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, guys. We're just going to get right into it. The New England Patriots lost the Super Bowl. They have 4 losses on the season, and this was one of them, unfortunately, in the final game. You never want to lose the final game of the year, and the Patriots did, unfortunately. We'll break it down. It was 29-13. I do kind of my opening thought just on the score, and we're going to be all over the place, guys, with this. There's not a ton to talk about with the game. There's going to be more of kind of going over the Super Bowl kind of in a broad strokes way, kind of reminiscing on the season that was, and then a quick look forward to what we're going to be doing in the off season and what the, kind of our outlook there. But first and foremost, 29-13. Yeah, didn't feel indicative of the score. The Patriots did get their asses kicked, but I want to throw it to you guys. Kind of opening thoughts, and then we'll dive into this shitstorm. But yeah, Patriots lost the Super Bowl to the Seattle Seahawks. How are you guys doing other than depressed?
Um, I guess I'll kind of start it off by saying what a, regardless of the game, what a season. I mean, let's put it into perspective for a quick second here. The Patriots in 2022 were 8-9. And then you go into 2023, the last Mac Jones year. They get their asses kicked, 4-13. They draft Drake May. They bring in Gerard Mayo. They bring in all these new coaches, 4-13 again. Mayo gets fired. Vrabel comes in. A whole bunch of other people come in. 14-3, AFC East champions. You beat a good Chargers team at home. You beat a good Texans team at home. You beat Denver on the road for the first time in franchise history in the playoffs, despite the fact that it was against the backup quarterback. And you made a Super Bowl.
Still counts. Still goes on the board, baby.
And you still made a Super Bowl in a year that nobody gave you a chance. Not even us. We didn't give them a chance. Let's be real. We did not say, like, they're definitely going to the Super Bowl. Mike, you joke about it all the time. Like, you're always Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Super Bowl. Liam and I are like, calm down. We don't know what you've had today, but let's stop having that. So the point is, is that you have the quarterback in place. You have the head coach in place. You have money to spend. You've proven that you can draft and draft pretty well. Now it's about building on that. What's the step going forward? The game itself sucked. Credit to Seattle. They played extremely well, especially defensively, and we'll talk about that all later on in the episode. But, the better team won the Super Bowl. That's it. Seattle was better, plain and simple. That's all you can say. They were better, and they showed why they were better.
Liam, you want to give your thoughts, kind of just your opening soliloquy on this debacle of a game?
Miserable. What a shitty fucking game. Start to finish. Just blew. Uh what little hope they kept you in it with a 12-0 deficit that seemed very obtainable was
Hmm.
just beaten down drive after drive by absolutely no offense to speak of. Uh Negative amounts of offense actually. They ended up owing taxes of offense. There was such a deficit of offense. It was absolutely criminal. And just as time went on, field goal after field goal, it's not even a touchdown. It's almost shittier that it's a bunch of field goals. It's like at least if they scored a million touchdowns, it would have been like we're fucked at halftime. At
Hmm.
halftime, like they're going to come out in the second half and score on the first drive, and
Hmm.
they didn't. They didn't score on the second drive. On the third drive, they got their second first down of the game from a penalty. I just completely bamboozled, hoodwinked, run amok. I'm beside myself. I was so angry. I can only imagine that's the type of anger that would make OJ do what he did. Like it's just completely consumed by ungovernable rage.
Hmm.
That just drive after drive, no gain, incomplete pass thrown out of bounds, over and over and over again. I don't know if you guys have ever read Dante's Inferno, where they
Hmm.
have different levels of hell, seven different
Yep.
layers of hell, and in each layer, like it's a different group of people, and certain punishments that go about them. And I found what rung of hell I'm in. It's the one of watching a defense play well enough to keep you on the hook and an offense that just kicks you in the dick over and over and over again. And even at the end, the Mac Hollins drive gives you a little hope, and just like that again, it's all torn away. It's you're just there are a few games where I've been watching and just been completely cast asunder mid-game by sheer disappointment and anger. It's incredible that my TV remote didn't merge with my TV. I was just fuming. So it sucked. Nothing about it was good except for drinking at noon the day of. I had a work call at noon with a guy in Oklahoma who had no dog in the fight. He was like, I like both stories. I'd be happy for Sam Darnold. It'd be really cool if the Patriots won. Sweetest guy in the world. I was like, Aaron, it's 12 o'clock. I'm popping my first top. And he popped his too. High Life for him, a Bud Light for me. And I was excited for the day. And that's where it peaked. And just after that, once the game started, it was just shitty. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah. I mean, beautifully put. Yeah, a lot of words well put to say that this game sucked. This was I think it sucked a lot because we hadn't seen the Patriots play like this all season for a complete game. We've seen a couple quarters. We've seen a half against the Bills, the second half of the game that they lost. We've seen plays with the Steelers with all the turnovers. Even that Raiders game was the first game of the year, so it was, whatever. But this one sucked. And like you said, Liam, it sucked that you were giving up field goals because at 6-0, it was like, all right, score a touchdown, you're good. We've seen this Patriots offense like come back after having a few bad drives or whatever. Going into the half, it was what, 9-0? Was it 9 or 12-0 going into the half? I believe it was
12.
9-0. 12. Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
I
yeah, it
think
was
I
12
thought it was
because
12.
Yeah, so it was 12. Still, though, no big deal. You come out of the half, you score, you're right back in it. And it just, I think we were all waiting for that to happen, and it never did. And I think looking back on it, I always equate this to like whenever you get fired, you kind of looking back on it, you're like, I probably should have known that this was happening. It's like it's almost like you look back and like there were signs. And I think we should have known. Um, Drake May, we'll talk about him, clearly had the jitters. Offensive line, we'll talk about that quick. But props to the defense for keeping us in it for as long as they did. But even the defense, some missed tackles that could have stopped drives, some sacks that weren't sacks that kind of they ran by Sam Darnold like he was the second coming of Cam Newton. And speaking of Cam Newton, though, I do kind of blanket statement before we talk about it. This loss does not mean that the Patriots season was fool's gold. I think the Patriots played a very, very good season. Basically, what Mike Vrabel said in his press conference today or yesterday, whatever it was, where this was just a very bad ending to a great season. Like you said, Al, none of us thought they would be here. Even the most optimistic one on the podcast, myself, I didn't think that. I had him at 11-6, winning a playoff game, and that was it. I, in my wildest dreams, couldn't have thought this would happen, but it did. And yeah, the team no showed. So I think I think where we have to start, like we've done almost every week, I think we start here. We'll start with the negatives. We'll end with the positive, which is really just one. Um, Drake May, 27 to 43, 295, two touchdowns, two picks. He was sacked 6 times. This is one of those stat lines where I'm not even looking at it because a lot of these were some garbage points, were some garbage yards, fantasy yards. You know what I mean? Um,
Mhm.
Drake May, this was a rough takeoff for his first playoff appearance. As a whole, all four of these games. This was rough. And we've kind of said it as it's been going on. We saw it with the Chargers game, but it was like maybe he'll come back out of it. Texans game, good defense. He still had 3 touchdowns. So we thought maybe whatever. Denver game, like you've said, Liam, it's an incomplete because of the snow. And I think this was just a microcosm of just his play in the playoffs. A young player, a 23-year-old kid playing his fourth very good defense, got sacked 21 times in the playoffs. No quarterback has been sacked more times than that. Went into the game with a shoulder injury, which we'll touch on in a second. But yeah, Drake May. I think for as much as we give him props, we have to be real with it here. This was Drake May's probably his worst game of his career. Just a rough, jittery playoff game. So Drake May, though, for you guys, kind of we don't need grades. You don't need anything specific. Just talk about Drake May's performance in this game.
I mean, before we talk about the performance, one other stat to back you up. He now has the worst statistical playoff run of any quarterback in this century that's played 3 games according to EPA. Minus 29.2. Like it just for reference, Tom Brady's in his first year that the Patriots won the Super Bowl in '01 was minus 2.7 or something like that. So in other words, not great in the playoffs, but the defense carried him. But anyways, Drake May in this game, I mean, we talked about it. Like we were hoping Sam Darnold was going to be the one seeing ghosts. We thought that Sam Darnold was going to be the one to give us a couple, and it was Drake May doing it. Drake May was the one seeing ghosts on that left side with Will Campbell and Jared Wilson looking like rookies. You
Mhm.
also had Drake May just not knowing what to do. Like Devin Witherspoon came off the edge, what, 6 times, I think? And blitzed 6 times, and he
Same
got
blitz, man. Same blitz.
same blitz every time. And and we said he cannot turn over the ball this game. He turned it over 3 times, 2 picks and a fumble.
Hmm.
Like, you cannot win a Super Bowl like that. You just can't. It's not always going to be the Pittsburgh Week 3 game where you had 5 turnovers and you had a chance to win the game. It's just not feasible. With everything that came out, I mean, we heard it today. Drake May, basically his shoulder was hurt in some capacity, doesn't require surgery this offseason, so that's great. but you could tell that he was hurt, and it started in the Texans game. You saw it a little bit in the Broncos game, and I think now you saw it in the Seahawks game. You saw that it was a guy that didn't have his body be 100%, and the most important part being his shoulder wasn't even close. He had
Mhm.
what? The two good throws to Hollins the whole game, like the in cut over the middle and then the touchdown pass that he had to make it 19-7. Those are really the only two good passes
He
he
had
really
he
had.
had one to Booty where he was floating up in the pocket early in the game, but I mean that was for Drake May, that's not impressive.
Right. And also too, you're talking about Kayshon Boutte. Look at this is all you need to know. In the third quarter, the first drive they come out of the half, he's throwing the ball to Kayshon Boutte when he's out of bounds. Like that could have easily been picked and taken back the other way for six. Like
Mhm.
it's just the decision making wasn't good. Everything felt rushed. He was the one seeing ghosts. Sorry guys, but like you call it like you see it. Drake May was seeing ghosts in the Super Bowl and it was the worst time to do it. So, it sucks because he had a great year, but he sucked in the Super Bowl. That's it. He sucked.
Mhm. Yeah. Liam, Drake May. I mean, I'm sure you're not going to be waxing poetically about him, but what'd you think?
The dude was in hell. Like I just
Just like you.
yeah, like he sucked. It sucked. Like I don't know. Like yeah, we can make all the excuses in the world, and for a quarterback, there are plenty of sound excuses and plenty of not sound excuses. The offensive line was shit, but he even when they blocked for a semblance of time, he wasn't great either.
Nope.
I agree with you, Al. We got duped. It was Sam Darnold who was supposed to see ghosts. It was never supposed to be this. Um, I agree with you, Al. Those were the only two good throws I could think of.
Yeah.
I can viscerally remember my soul leaving my body when Drake May threw that pick to Julian Love, where like
Mm,
he steps up in the pocket, there's pressure in his face, and he uncorks it, and I'm like, that's a beautiful ball.
yep.
Like, where's that going? Right to the defender. I was like, Booty's got to be down there open. Like we
Mm.
saw it so many times this year. I'm like, Booty's down there somewhere. Diggs, we even got one of those at the end of the game, and he had to be a dickwad and spin the ball. And I'm like, you look like a twat.
You
Yeah.
did you notice he realized right when he did that he shouldn't have. He almost like went back down for the ball, but
Yeah,
yeah,
he
it's
should have
like
kicked
come
that
on,
ball
man.
into the stands.
Come
Yeah,
on.
that was dumb. But yeah, no, like I could feel the disappointment soak over me when he threw that pick, and I was
Oh, it
like,
was over. The game was over at that
yeah,
point, even
Yeah.
it
before the Super
was.
Bowl.
Yeah, and like the fumble interception weird thing. Like I went to go see a man about a horse, and I was walking back into the room. And I just see a Seahawks defender streaking to the end zone. And I was like, who the
Yep.
fuck is number 7? And then they showed the replay, and I'm like, okay. Like, oh,
Yeah.
dude.
Why
So
not?
it was his worst performance of the season. It was terrible, and I don't know. He's got the Dante Culpepper thing going. He drops the ball a lot. He's done it all season, good and bad weather. He's got a loosely defined grip on the ball.
Mhm.
I love Dante Culpepper to no end. Um, I have a shrine built to him in my room, but so that doesn't mean I love Drake May any less. But it's something you got to clean up. His performance was terrible.
It was. And also, and just real quick, I didn't see this because I was driving home at this point because the game was over. And I'm like, all right, I got to get home because I got to get up for work the next morning. But the touchdown to Ramondre Stevenson, they were saying this on Zolak and Bertrand either yesterday or the day before, or the day before, or sorry, today or the day before. But, anyways, he threw the ball to Stevenson and he thought that he missed him. And granted, looking at the replay, it was a gimme. It was easy. And Drake May's like, not slamming his helmet, but like he's mad. And then he didn't even realize that Ramondre Stevenson scored a touchdown. Like when it's that bad, like it was bad, bad. Like this was an F minus 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 type of performance in the biggest stage. And by the way, when was the last time this year the Patriots had a dud of a game? Newsflash. 20 games before that, they didn't have a dud. even the Raiders lost, the Steelers lost, they were competitive games. They really put up a stinker at the worst time and in the worst possible situation. And Drake May was a big reason for that.
Yeah, I mean he was I and I guess just being who I am, my role in this trio that we have, I'll be the one that I feel like I have to state it. For me personally, I still all the faith in the world in Drake May. This game does not change anything in that way for me, which I'm assuming it's for you guys too. But again, it's just issues you have to fix. And I think he'll fix the issues. I think if and when he gets here again, I think this game is going to pay dividends at that point. Because you would assume the jitters won't be there anymore. You would assume he won't be like Josh Allen and never be able to win the big game because Josh Allen is just, kind of a really good regular season player, but kind of sucks in the playoffs. So I think he will rectify all his issues. But yeah, he was a big part of the problem, and he said as much too. Props to him. Kid's 23, and he still takes all the blame he needs to take. It probably takes even a little bit too much blame, but yeah, I think we saw that with everybody to a man on this team. They all took the blame for it. Like crazy magical season, and just no one played well enough to win. Except for maybe the defense, who we'll talk about in a little bit. But yeah, Drake May, like just missing open guys, kind of just being a little bit off. And I think we can really just chalk all that up to nerves. That's what it comes down to. Like you said, Al, he was seeing ghosts, which you can't you can't blame him for seeing ghosts. You can blame him for how he reacted to it, his play with the seeing ghosts kind of effect. But I mean, yeah, like he got his ass kicked during these playoffs, and it took its toll both on his body and mentally. Um, Sucks, but again, you see that throw to Mac Hollins over the middle. You see him drop it in the bucket to Mac Hollins up the sideline. You're like, that's what I'm gonna latch on to moving forward. That's the Drake May I think we're gonna get moving forward. But yeah, I mean, he has to. Liam, you said it. He's got to just hold on to the ball more. My example I always bring up, and you guys have heard it. It's not a quarterback, but Adrian Peterson had big time fumble struggles when he first got in the league. Ended his career one of the best running backs of all time. So you just got to work on it. That's all. And I think he will work on it. That's the type of player that I think Drake May has shown he is. We have no reason to believe he won't work on it and fix them, but we just got to see how quick he fixes these issues. And I don't know, but I do think this experience for him, strictly talking Drake May, is is going to be so good for him moving forward. Like any sort of issues he comes across, like this isn't going to be his first time in the playoffs next time he's here, or Super Bowl. Like I think that this will help in the long run. It sucks right now, it hurts, but doesn't take away anything from the season he had. Great season, came in second in MVP voting. Um, like I don't know, like it just sucks. He sucked in this game, and we can all say that while also saying we're fucking pumped about what he's going to be 5, 6, 7 years from now. So, um, did you guys have kind of anything else on Drake? I guess you did bring up the shoulder, Al. He said today that he did get a shot in his shoulder before the game. Kind of tweaked it during the AFC Championship game. He wasn't making excuses for it. He was just saying like he's got to play better. But I mean, like I said, he was sacked 21 times. This is what happens.
Yeah.
But do you guys have anything else on Drake May before we move on to the other putrid weapons on offense?
No, we beat him up enough. Let's go a
Yeah.
different direction.
Yeah. I mean, he got his ass kicked in this game. 6 sacks. Like,
Yeah,
goddamn. Like
he's
that.
getting his ass kicked physically, and he's going to get his ass kicked by all the radio people, all the talk shows, everything for
Mhm.
the next like 6 months.
But you know what? I think he can handle it. We got to remember, he's the youngest of what, three brothers? So
True.
like he can, I
Four
think
brothers,
he
actually.
can.
Four.
Yeah. I think he can handle it. So, I don't think he's going to crumble like Mac Jones. I think he will step up to the plate, and he has a great coaching staff in place to help him out. So, yeah, I don't on offense really, or just any negatives. Where else do you guys want to jump off with this? Again, we don't need to do all the specifics. Drake May was really the only deep dive with a player I think we had to do. But anything else negative wise with this game you wanted to talk about before we talk about the defense, the positive?
I mean, I think it would not be a good thing if we just let the O line go under the radar. Like we have to talk about it, and I'll kind of open it up. So obviously, Will Campbell had 14 pressures against him. Like that's I think the most in like Super Bowl history or
I
something.
saw that by the way, and like that might not be the exact number. Like
But
that's your PFF, but either way,
yeah.
a
Either
shit ton.
way, now I just want to throw this question out there because it's a question that's going to be circulating throughout the whole offseason, and Mike
Yep.
Vrabel already came out with it today. So we'll make this like 10 seconds. Is Will Campbell your left tackle next year and beyond?
Yep.
He is, right?
Yep.
Liam?
Tough
At
to
least next
say.
year. At least next year.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. My
He's
yes is
on
for
the
next.
team.
Yeah. Yeah. My next for next year. If he plays poorly again next year, then we'll talk about it. But no, I
Right.
think, yep. Yep. You start him at left tackle.
Yeah. So here's the thing. And I know I had said this, and you guys had said this throughout various points of the season. You were starting two rookies on the left side of the line, and one of them was playing out of position. We forget that Jared Wilson was a center coming out of Georgia. So it's going to be interesting next year to see, do they let Garrett Bradbury walk and then have Jared Wilson fill in that center spot, which again, we'll talk about with the offseason stuff. But in the Super Bowl, I mean, they got exposed. They straight up got exposed. They weren't able to they weren't able to stop the Seahawks from pressuring. They couldn't stop, like we said before, Witherspoon from getting in, scot free. The Seahawks were rushing 3 to 4 guys at times, and they were still getting home to Drake May. Like, credit that Seattle defense. They were as advertised. And Mike McDonald did a really good job with that defense throughout the year. Like, granted, Matt Stafford put up 27 2 weeks ago on them, but that's Matt Stafford. I mean, he's the league MVP.
It's
So,
also the third time that he played that he saw that defense too. So
right.
you kind of give him a little leeway there, but yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know, man. And I know Will Campbell, he was dealing with some injuries and everything too, but he needs to put on some serious muscle this offseason. The technique is fine, his feet are fine, the
Mhm.
T-Rex arms, who cares? But he needs to seriously have a full NFL offseason in the weight room, just getting bigger and stronger, not being able to be pile driven like he was, especially in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, Will Campbell, just since he's really like the lightning rod of this conversation, as well as Wilson, but it's Will Campbell. He tore his, what do you say, ACL or MCL?
MCL, wasn't it?
MCL. Yeah, he said he tore that, and he came back, and he was still healthy enough to play. But you could see it, and you have all these left tackles breaking down
Yeah.
his film,
He had
saying you
that knee
could
ligament
see.
too. Just real quick, he tore his ligament in his knee too.
Yeah, yeah. So like he clearly you could see his base was not stable. And that's what everybody has said. And I know you have people, oh, well, if he wasn't healthy, why is he playing? It's football. This is what happens. Drake May wasn't healthy. He was playing. Like Morgan Moses was dealing with a bunch of injuries. He was playing. He had a bad game too. Like it is what it is. If you're healthy enough to play, you're going to play. So I'm not even going to entertain that conversation. But the Will Campbell thing, yeah, like I think he is your left tackle. He came back like regardless of what excuses we want to or don't want to make for him, he was not the same player post injury that he was pre-injury. Pre-injury, he was a damn good rookie left tackle. He a ton of promise. Of course, he had his bad games. Miles Garrett beat him up, whatever. But overall, all signs point to two thumbs up. Yes. He comes back from the injury, and then obviously all this happens. He faces four really good defenses, and not an excuse. You still got to try to perform. But like I don't want to, and this kind of goes to the Patriots as a whole too. I'm not going to judge their whole season based on either the Super Bowl or a couple bad games in the playoffs, because you still got to the Super Bowl. So yeah,
Right.
Will Campbell though. And Liam, this is kind of, I want to get your thoughts on the offensive line and Will Campbell too. But there was also, he left after the Super Bowl. He didn't talk to the media. He talked to the media today, though, and he said he was sorry for leaving. A lot of emotions going through him. He didn't want to say anything he'd regret and all that stuff. I don't care about that. A 22-year-old kid doesn't want to talk to the media right after a Super Bowl. As long as the team doesn't care, we shouldn't care about it. So, because I think that's a stupid thing anyway. You're going to shove cameras in these kids' faces. I'd say kids to them, but just these players' faces the second after like one of the biggest losses of their life. Like, get the fuck out of here. But Will Campbell, offensive line, though, Liam, kind of what are your thoughts on really the second like big crux of this game for the Patriots?
Yeah, I would have left too. Like, dude, standing up there and answering all those dumbass questions.
Hmm.
Hey, you jumped off sides and then you got laid out immediately afterwards. What was going through your head? Like, yeah,
Do
I
you
wouldn't
think you
want to
could have
answer
played
that.
better, Will?
Yeah.
Probably,
Ugh.
yeah.
Probably, yeah. At least in my head, I had pictured a better job than the job I did. Yeah, I don't blame him for leaving. Um, the whole line just looked terrible. We were singing Morgan Moses praises either last episode or the episode before. He didn't look great.
Mm-mm.
Really, yeah, it's just odd. Even the bright spots of this line didn't look good. That's clearly the odd group out here because we know Drake May's here to stay. We know the defense played really well. The wide receivers, we know they're not bad.
Mhm.
The all signs point to the offensive line. They just looked completely and totally inept, beaten every which way. And yeah,
Yeah, it was rough. And I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, trying to blame one person, whether it's May, Campbell, whoever else." And it's like, nope, football is a team game. Every
yes,
single person gets blamed. You can assign if you want to have your, radio talk show kind of percentage of blame, that's fine. Everybody equal parts blame. And I do put some of that on the defense as well, because like I said, there were missed tackles that could have stopped drives, and we don't know what would have happened. Given what the offense looked like, who knows? But like still, just on offense, especially, everybody gets blame. Everybody should get blame, and that's fine. A team has to lose in this game. Like someone has to lose. The Patriots have lost now the most Super Bowls out of any team in history. So like teams go through this, like fans go through this. Like just let's not make any crazy declarations, but yeah, like it's just everybody deserves blame. And I think Al, to go what you said, I think it's going to be interesting this offseason to see what they do with Jared Wilson. Is he going to stay at left guard? Do you move him to center? Like, 'cause I think Bradbury's here for one more year, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I
Because I
think
think he's
so.
a free. So, like, do you like what do you do? I'm kind of open to whatever they do, but again, we'll talk about that in the weeks to come. Kind of what's going on there. Like really the off-season plan we'll kind of break down as we go here. Because like Drake May said today, 10 more weeks until football starts back up again. So that'll be fun. Or like, officially for them. But yeah, offensive line just wasn't good. And just when you have an offensive line that's playing like that and you have a quarterback who isn't seeing things, this is what happens. Because there's been times in the year where the offensive line has been a little iffy, but May was seeing everything clearly and he would kind of
yeah,
make the plays and do what needs to be done against good defenses too, not just all against the Jets. Like he was doing this against
yeah,
good defenses, right? But it just everything every single bugaboo that this team had came to light. The youth, the injuries kind of hampering things, the no true game breaker on offense, no true sack guy on defense, no one to pick off the ball on defense. Like just a bunch of every little tiny issue that has kind of poked up here and there, it all showed up this season. This game. Special teams null and void. Like Marcus Jones, nothing. Like, granted, you weren't making the Seahawks, punt like in really
yeah,
advantageous positions, but still, like, just like nothing happened. It was just a big, lukewarm microwave burger that tastes like shit, and it tasted good when it was fresh, but it tastes like ass now. That's what the Patriots served you, and yeah, it just sucked. But I mean, I, shit. I still think you ride with Jared Wilson and Will Campbell. You still let them go, let them build together. And, I'm sure they'll add something on the offensive line in the offseason, but we'll see. Um, I mean, receivers, like you can't even really talk about the receivers because May wasn't getting them the ball that much. So there's really nothing you can say there. I mean, Hunter Henry got his shit rocked towards the end of the game. Felt bad for him,
Oh
but
my God.
yeah, I got nothing else like really on the offense. You guys have anything else that you wanted to touch on there? Or
No,
offensive line if there was anything.
they're not worth another second of our time.
No, they're not just an utter breakdown, utter failure. Which we're being real with it. That's what it was. You can try to explain some things away, but you're looking at or listening to probably three of the most even keel and relatively optimistic people that talk about the Patriots that have a podcast. But we can all admit that this was shit. This was not good. It was not good. Doesn't take away from the 14-3 record. Doesn't take away from, by the way, Al, when you were rattling off the amount of wins the Patriots have had in the last 3 years, this season eclipsed all those by one game. They won
Exactly.
17 games this year. They won 16 in the last 3 years. So the three of us, and we'll kind of talk about it after the game. We understand this was a great season, but the offense was horrendous. I don't think that you would have beat. Uh, I don't even know. Pick a horrible defense. I don't think you're beating them with this play that they had. But positives though, the defense. Like for as bad as the offense was, the defense gave their all. I want to start with one guy who kind of we haven't talked about a lot. We talk about a little bit kind of when I poke fun at Liam with the safeties. Craig Woodson.
Oh yeah.
Craig Woodson, fourth round pick,
Bless his
probably
heart.
probably the one draft pick where he got drafted in the fourth and people were like, I don't know about that, just because they didn't know the name. I didn't know the name. You guys probably didn't know the name that well, if at all, either. Craig Woodson, though, oh my God, I am happy he's on this team. That's just the one guy I want to single out. I don't think I'm really going to single out anyone else. There's another guy that you could, but that's my guy. But kind of overall thoughts on the defense from you guys, and then we'll kind of chat with them or chat about them before we get off this fucking game. But yeah, defense played
Yeah.
well. What'd you guys think?
No, the defense played really well. If the Seahawks defense, let's call it like it is, the Seahawks defense was an A plus. Like let's call it like it is. It was an A
Yep.
plus. The Patriots were probably like a B to B plus for the defense in this game. They
Mhm.
played really, really well. They kept you in the game for a while. I mean, you mentioned Craig Woodson. Obviously, too, Christian Gonzalez had probably his best game of the season. Multiple pass breakups. He had that long, I think it was on Smith and Jigba, if I'm not mistaken, down the field.
No.
No? Who was it on?
Shaheed.
Oh, Shaheed. I'm
Yep.
sorry.
Yep. Yep.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
so on Rashid Shaheed, where he knocks it out, almost reminded me of the Gilmore AFC Championship
Just
breakup. Like
turned. Yep.
that's what it was. But
Beautiful.
I mean, listen, Gonzo's going to get paid this offseason, and you better pay him. You better just
He
be like, you
will.
know
No,
what?
I think he will. I think given his comments, how
Yeah,
Vrabel has talked about him, I think he will.
I think he will
Given the
too.
Super Bowl, you have to fucking pay the
You
You
need
guy.
to.
have you have to pay him. But you know what? Again, the defense stepped up in this playoffs. They were the reason that you got to the Super Bowl. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The offense got you to the playoffs. The defense got you to the
Mhm.
Super Bowl. They just couldn't put both of them together
Yep.
into the one game that you needed to. But you have a foundation now. You have a foundation of Christian Gonzalez and Marcus Jones and Milton Williams. And granted, whatever happens with his legal stuff, but Christian Barmore.
Hmm.
You have Carlton Davis for another year. And I know I complain about him
Spillane.
with
Yep.
penalties, but still he's good. Spillane is good as a linebacker, kind of, in the middle of the field. Like you said, Craig Woodson, maybe you bring back Jalen Hawkins. I don't know. But you have pieces in place. And let's call it like it is. That's a championship level defense. You keep
Hmm.
adding to it, it's going to continue to be a championship level defense. The defense is good. And that's what I said at the beginning of the year. I said the defense was going to be the strong point of this team, and it showed toward the end of the season.
Well, we all thought the regular season was going to go kind of the opposite, where it was going to be the defense carrying them a
Right.
lot, and then the
Exactly.
offense might come together, and it turned out to be the opposite of that.
Yep.
But yeah, Liam, I know you said you were in your seven circles of hell. Did the Patriots defense at least help you out a little bit? What'd you think of them?
I'd love to say yes, but more than anything, they just tortured me, by playing so well that they kept hope in me.
Hmm.
Um, but it's not like they were really good. Don't get it twisted, holding Seattle to that many field goals, I think it was five, is very, very impressive. But fucking A, you could have stopped a few of those field goals if those almost sacks just turned into sacks. Like, I love Milton Williams, but
Hmm.
how many times was he so close to getting a sack and they let Sam Darnold get out of it?
Yep.
And it's not just him, obviously, it's the whole defensive line, but Jesus Christ, I was screaming at my TV, just fucking throw yourself at him.
It was
They're
frustrating. It was
they're
very frustrating.
yeah, it's like, oh my God, like you're right there. So that sucked. Like that sucked so bad.
Some tipped balls earlier in the game, or some like potential maybe interceptions too.
Yeah.
Just
Oh my
missed
God, there were a
opportunities.
handful of almost interceptions at the beginning where I'm like, oh my God, pick the
I
fucking
texted you
ball.
guys and I said he's definitely given us at least one. And I think we were all like,
Yeah.
"Yup." And
Oh,
it
I
the
think it was a
opposite.
layup.
But
That's
yeah.
exactly it, because he started out and he was firing and feeling dangerous and throwing into
Yep.
tight windows. He had one on the left sideline toward Carlton Davis where I was like, get the fucking ball.
I
Yep.
still don't know how that wasn't picked off. Like I thought he like in
Yeah.
real time, I was like, "Oh, that's a pick six." And
Like
I was like, "Oh, nope."
Sam Darnold
Nope.
didn't win this game for the Seahawks either. He's still like I'm still not impressed by him.
Oh
Like he
no.
he, he did enough.
Yeah, he did
he played a
enough.
clean game. That's what he did. He didn't turn the ball over.
He did
He
what he
made
had
the
to do.
plays when
Yep.
he needed to. That's it. That's all he did.
Yep.
And that's all he needed to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
But
but horrible.
yeah, the bottom line stands like Gonzo was the best and really only defender that showed up here. Like he was phenomenal. Through and through, start to finish. I think he gave up one catch and it was zone coverage. So I don't even know if it was him. But
Yeah.
yeah, like it is a championship level defense.
Mhm.
And if what Al announced on last week's show is true, and we're getting an assumed star from the Raiders, that'll make this defense even better. Um, but it blows. What I always get sad about Super Bowl winner loss is the team is never going to be the same again,
Yep. I
and that
immediately
bums
thought
me
that.
out.
Mhm.
I was like, who's gone? I look at the Patriots free agents that we'll surely get into a handful of times over this offseason, but it blows. Like this was a fun team, this was a fun defense, and the hype that built for the defense over these last, yeah, basically all through the
Mm.
playoffs was real and it was fun. And to an extent they lived up to it, and to an extent they failed it in the Super Bowl. But I guess if there's any place to be positive about, it's the defense, and like that was a championship worthy defense.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, and just the quick names, like the three that come to mind real quick when you said, there's going to be players that won't be here. Jalen Hawkins, obviously a free agent. Kaylavon Chason and Kairos Tonga. Those are kind of your big three free agents, I would say, on defense at least. And I would assume at least one of them's gone. I don't know. Hawkins, though, if you've watched the Patriots videos after the games and stuff, Jalen Hawkins and Chason are at the forefront. They love this team. To their credit, they have both said they want to come back. They love this team. They want to run it back. Carlton Davis, by the way, they asked Carlton Davis, why would other players want to come here? And he was like, I mean, it's a championship team. Like we're building something here. Like what he said, how Carlton Davis said it. It's like I'm happy he's going to be here, but I wish just the whole band was back together. You brought it up. I think it was either like Bergeron or Chara's last year for the Bruins, where like you wanted them to win so bad because you knew that some of these players weren't going to be here, and like you fall short, and you're like, shit. At least with the Patriots, a lot of the team is going to be back. A pretty good amount of them. Now, again, we don't know with trades or releases or whatever. Like Pop Douglas could be gone. Like I said, those free agents could be gone. Diggs could be like, we don't know. Bradbury, who we all like Bradbury, he might be let go. So it sucks. A lot of people you wanted to see get a ring, and it's not over for them. I still think there's a chance. The AFC to me is still wide open. I put the Patriots in one of the top teams in the AFC right now going into next year. But it sucked. But it just like no one did what we thought. Like Milton Williams, like still, I mean, he had his sack and everything, and he was still getting pressure, but not much. At Christian Barmore, Nothing really. I mean, I'm looking at the stats right now. I know that that Milton Williams had the sack. But Christian Barmore, two tackles, nothing crazy. Anthony Jennings had a decent game, but like just nothing like, like the defense has been making plays this playoffs and they just didn't. Marcus Jones got beat a couple times strictly because he's as tall as me. So he's not like
Yeah.
6'2", 6'3". Like he's like a hair under 6 feet. So like, I don't know, man. It's just unfortunate. And when you have a team like this, like you said, like we've all said, that you love so much, and it's just they come together, the team feels special, like they shouldn't be here, but they are because of like, not to sound cliche, but it's like the grit and determination that got them there. At the end of the day, sometimes the talent just kicks your ass. And that's what
Yep.
happened here. You got your ass kicked. You hung in as long as you could. I think I was texting you guys and I was like, they're the Seahawks are throwing their punches. They're throwing some good punches, but they're not knocking the Patriots out. Like they're only giving up field goals, all this stuff. And then the second half came, and I think, the welt kind of grew over the eye on the Patriots if you're going with the boxing analogy, and I think they just got their ass kicked. So um I
Yeah,
mean it's
what's that famous quote? Hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, that quote is horseshit. We got
Talent,
smoked.
dude.
Talent kicked
What
our
do you do when
ass.
talent works hard? What do you do when talent works
Yeah,
hard?
talent
Like
kicked
that's
our
what we
fucking
saw.
ass. Yeah.
Yeah. Which like it is what it is, guys. Like Patriots fans, stop like don't shy away from the truth. You gotta lean into it.
Yeah,
Because the
100%.
heartbreaks like this make a future championship run, which I'll declare it. It's gonna happen with this team at some point. It'll make a future championship run that much better because we'll look back, like let's just say a year from now, we're looking back and we're like, do you guys remember how down we were on February 10th, 2026? It is now February 15th, 2027. And we just saw the Patriots get back to Foxborough hoisting the Lombardi trophy. Like it just you never know what's going to happen. So like just lean into the heartbreak. The Patriots sucked. They got their asses kicked. The Seahawks defense, I didn't give them enough credit. I don't know if you guys did. We all knew they were good, but I was like, no, like they're going to get schemed. They're going to get out schemed. Josh McDaniels, listen, I understand there's not much you can do when or there's not your options are limited when your offensive line isn't blocking and your quarterback isn't seeing the field. But he got somewhat outcoached too. We never thought that was going to happen. 10th Super Bowl. He got somewhat outcoached. It was just
Yeah.
a thumbs down across the board. Props to the defense for holding on for as long as they could. But I mean, I don't know. It is what it is, man. It just sucks. I think we should have known the the Patriots have lost every Super Bowl. They won the coin toss, and they won this coin toss. I didn't see that stat, but I saw it after the game, and I was like, thank God I didn't see it before the game because that would have started it off horribly. Um, but yeah, I don't. Any other thing you guys wanted to touch on with this game before we kind of do our season wrap up?
Nah,
Any
no.
other players piss you off? Like, um, yeah, it sucked. That's all. But kind of looking back though on the season, guys, you're 14-3, coming off a 4-13 year. Al, you touched on it to start. Doesn't take anything away from this year. This was a great year. I think the Patriots made football fun again. I think we have a lot to look forward to in the offseason. Those episodes are going to be good, kind of going into it, saying, who are the Patriots going to get? Are they going to sign Gonzo? That'll be a nice little stressful thing for us all to talk about till it happens. Like, are they gonna try to trade for AJ Brown? Are they gonna try to trade for receiver X? Like, who are they gonna go for? Like, will Max Crosby come here? I guess Max Crosby told Tom Brady told the new coach and Tom Brady that he'll never play for the Raiders again. We'll
Huh.
see what happens. Who knows if that's true? Like, I take it with a grain of salt, but that is the report out there. Like, there's a lot to look forward to for the first time in what, three off seasons now, 3 years.
Mhm.
Like the Patriots are a destination. You're talking about a team that was just in the Super Bowl, probably 2 years earlier than they should have been, but should have,
Yeah.
could have, would have shoved that out the window. The
They're ahead of
Patriots are in the
schedule.
Super Bowl.
They're ahead of
Yes,
schedule.
they're here now. They're here. Like now, you're not just building to get to you're building to, hey, let's make another deep playoff run. Let's make the AFC Championship game, like we said a couple weeks ago, the who's going to play the Patriots Invitational. Let's do that. The Chiefs aren't going to be anything next year. Mahomes is going to be gone for probably the whole season. Josh Allen, Mr. Regression, Mr. What if, Mr. Cry at the podium, which I'm not going to fault him for crying like that. That sucks that he lost the game, but you also had 4 turnovers. Like brand new head coach who's been here for the last however many years, like Joe Burrow. Is he going to last the season? I don't think so. Like who scares you? Ravens, Steelers, new head coach. Lamar's banged up. No quarterback in Pittsburgh probably because Aaron Rodgers is probably going to be gone. Like the Patriots are the class of the AFC right now. Team players are going to want to come here. So I think there's a lot to look forward to. But kind of, do you guys have any like closing statements, sentences about this season as a whole, or just kind of just thoughts for the last regular season episode of Tuck Rule Takes? Do you guys have anything you to throw out there?
It was fun while it lasted. This season was fun because it was unexpected. We thought they were going to win anywhere from 7 to 9 to maybe 10 games. They rattled off what, a 10-game winning streak? And just look at some of the games they won. They won in Miami. They won in Buffalo. They won in Tampa Bay. They won in Baltimore. They won at
Undefeated on the road, Al. Like that's
undefeated on the
crazy.
road. They were, listen, they should have beaten the Bills twice. They, you know, beat the bag out of the Jets. They beat the bag out of the Dolphins. And granted, this was all after they lost week one to the team that has the number one pick in the draft. Like that's what we can laugh about is the fact they lost to
Mhm.
the Raiders week
Right?
one and they finished the season on a 17-3 run after that game. Like it's insane. It's almost kind of like it was more fun this year because there was no pressure. Like think
Mhm.
about the Brady days. Like the Patriots were expected to go to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl, and if we lost, like it was this catastrophe. Like yeah, we're sad, we're pissed off naturally about this
Mhm.
one, but it's like we still got there, and it's not like this is going to be the last ride like it was in 2018 when we kind of knew that like maybe it's going to kind of go a little bit different.
Yep.
Like this is the start. This is the start of something good, fellas, and I can't wait to see what they do this offseason and into next year.
Liam, can you muster up a little bit of happiness for this one? Kind of a recap, re look back at this season, magical season that it was.
Well, I'm miserable, but I like your question. And why not reminisce on the good of the season? And Al's absolutely right. It was a pressure-free season, which ended up being more stressful than any of us wanted in the best way possible.
Mhm.
Um, so my answer, I guess I'd like to make it a collective answer. We'll just do it off the cuff. Do you guys have, what are your 3 favorite moments, the first thing that pop into your mind right now? And obviously, let's not use going to the fucking Super Bowl.
I think the
Uh,
first one that I think we all can agree on, the Sunday night win against the Bills.
oh yeah,
Just as a
Yeah.
whole. I think that was the everything from the, if you want to go specifics, we can go specifics. The play when Mays roll into the sideline to Diggs, the one where he's getting dragged down and throws it to Diggs, that whole game, that to me was like the, okay, this isn't just going to be a placeholder season. That's the
yeah,
first thing I think of though. I can think of
yeah.
other one, but what else you got?
Uh, the first thing that I think about is the Travion Henderson Tampa game where he
Oh,
rattled off the 2 long touchdown runs. And
mm-hmm,
that second one where he's looking to the sideline, like, should I score? Should I not score? And they're like, go get yours. And they
mm-hmm.
scored that. And then like to follow up, and it's a two-parter with it. Even though they lost the game, the Travion touchdown against the Bills, where he goes right, it looks like it's gonna be like for nothing, and then he just bounces off a tackle, goes all the way to the left, and he just goes all the way and scores. And Drake May throws a block in there. That was a
That was
fun moment
sweet.
too. That was pretty
Mm-hmm.
cool.
Yeah. His emergence was just week in and week out. Like once he arrived, that Tampa game and onward, you're like, when's the big play coming? That
Right.
was
I
that
mean
was
that's
exceptional.
another thing to look forward to next season. You still got Trevion Henderson, where hopefully he can kind of develop a little bit. Like, yeah, that'd be. I mean, Marcus Jones, all his kick returns, his punt returns, like just incredible. like great for him. The Drake May Superman Selly, that's just like a little moment. You want to talk about
Mhm.
strictly moments? That was cool.
I was thinking
Uh,
Yeah, saw that in person.
yeah.
That was sick.
So
That was so much
I
fun.
will say the Bills game is one of my moments. The
has
other
to be.
one is Marcus Jones punt return from that game. I'm infinitely jealous that you got to see that against the Panthers. That
Mm.
was just electric.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the low key, like sneaky under the radar good game this year from the Patriots that was fun. The Giants Monday night game. That was
Yeah.
so much
That whole
fun.
game, man. That
That
whole
like
game.
they came out and they beat the bag out of Jackson Dart, like Christian
Christian
Ellis with that
Ellis.
sideline
Yep.
hit. And like but the reason that I love that game so much in particular was because they showed that they can win in different ways. Like they could win with just offense, they could win defensively, they could win, with their special teams, just everything. Everything came out that game. Marcus Jones had a punt return in that game. Drake May threw the ball really well in the first half. Like we just said, Christian Ellis had a big hit, and that defense played really well that night. So, like, it showed that they could win in a bunch of different ways, which makes for a championship run. And they were this close to doing it and finishing it. But that game, man, so much fun.
Yeah. The Bengals game where it came down to the wire. I'm like, is Joe Flacco going to win this or not? And the
Yeah.
defense clutched up at the end, but
Dude, they
just a
did it.
shootout back and forth. Fun. Like game in and game out. You were like, I'm going to be entertained today. Are you
Dude, that's
not
all it was.
entertained?
The
Yeah.
the the Titans game before the half, the touchdown to Booty when McCourty's like,
Oh
I
my
think they're
God.
gonna kill the time here. And then also in that game, the one-handed catch that Pop made down by the goal line when
Oh
Drake
my
May was
God.
throwing it. And
Nasty
yeah,
work.
and then you want to talk about the Bengals game when the Pats were backed up on like on their own like five or whatever. That crazy throw from May to the 50 that was like looked like it was going nowhere, and he dropped it right in a bucket to I think Pop Douglas. It was
Which
kind
one
of
was
like
this?
a that it was against the Bengals. It was when the Patriots
Oh,
were at
I know what
like
you're
the
talking about. I
you know what I'm
remember that
talking
one.
about?
Yep, yep.
It was either Booty or Pop or someone, and like they broke free in the middle around like five Bengals. It's just so many good plays, man. Like so
Yeah.
many good plays. Like
How,
just
how about I was gonna say, how about the Saints game when you had,
The Saints
Drake?
game was going to be my other one. The Booty 2 Tub
ah,
game when he's back at home. That
Yeah.
was my third moment. Yeah, that
the
was
Saints game
incredible.
with the pass that didn't count when May is getting pulled. He's got the string from his jersey getting pulled.
That was
Diggs on
so
the
sick.
sideline. They call it back. Like you sons of bitches. Like man, it's just. I don't know. Like it's such a good season, man. And this is why, like, Liam, I hate that you asked the question because now I'm sitting here thinking about how fun this season was.
Yeah,
And it
hurts
seemed
even
like it
more.
should have ended with the title. But you know what, man? Like they still got there, dude. Like
Yeah.
God, they still got like to the Super Bowl. And that was just like what I kind of forgot it because I was mid travel. The Ravens game, the
Yep.
comeback against the Ravens, that throw to
Yeah.
Booty. Oh my!
That
I
was
mean, Kyle Williams, not
crazy.
Booty.
Yeah, no, it was
Like,
Kyle Williams. Yeah.
oh my God! I mean, if you want to talk about the Booty throw in the snow, that in the playoffs, that's one. But yeah, the
Yeah.
whole comeback against the Ravens. Oh,
Yeah, because I thought we were fucked a million times over in that
oh,
game.
me
What
too.
was
I
it?
was
10,
pissed.
down 10 in the fourth? I was like, no way.
And then yeah, I like I mean like I think I said it coming back. Like I was coming back from Vegas, so I was like trying to board planes, all that, and I'm watching on my phone, and I'm like, no fucking way. Like that game was great. And then like you said
The
though, Al,
Jets game I watched from Ireland. I was like, what is going on
that's a
here?
fun game to watch. Five touchdowns in the
Yeah.
first half.
Talk
Like
about low impact. I was
the
like, shit, it's anyone's
Miami,
game.
Al, you brought it up. Just winning in Miami. A thing that
The
Patriots fans
kick
couldn't do.
return. The kick return.
Antonio Gibson, man.
Oh my God,
He
that
had a
was
rushing tub that game too, I
beautiful.
think.
I think he did.
Ah, like yeah, just so many good things. Any like players that kind of my big one, Mac Hollins. Pumped that Mac Hollins turned out to be what he was. Like really,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
thought he was going to be kind of more of like a
Who'd have
not
thought
gadget
that?
guy. He turned out to be like not the heart and soul, but he was a huge part of this team.
Yeah, he
Huge
was.
part
Yep.
with him.
What were his stats for the year?
I'll look him up. I'll look him up. You guys
Um,
find it out.
Milton Williams. I don't care, Liam. He came from the Eagles. I'm claiming him. That's my guy. I
You
love.
can't claim him if
No,
he's got
I'm
a
claiming him. I'm claiming
he
him. I
has a
don't care.
Super Bowl with the Eagles.
I still am
So
claiming him. He's on
wait
the
for your
Patriots now.
Super
That's all I
Bowl and
care
then
about.
we can.
No, I'm
Uh,
still claiming him. You can have everybody else. I'm taking Milton Williams.
Matt
Hurts
Collins, by the
me.
way, Matt Collins, 46 catches, 550 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So
Five. What is it? 500 and what?
550.
550.
So
4 touchdowns.
4 touchdowns. I mean, 2 touchdowns. 2 touchdowns. But
Okay.
still
Huh.
good year, especially being hurt
Yeah.
a little bit like that. Yeah, yeah. Milton Williams, though, like you said, Al, like just showing up. Marcus Jones, the emergence of Marcus Jones as like a cornerstone of the he was a captain, but like, goddamn, man, just everything. Like I think who was it again? Was it the Saints or was it the Bucks or who was it against where there was that throw on the sideline that he like pulled the ball out of the receiver's hands when it looked like it was going to be a first down or something? Like I can't think of the exact team. I think it might have been
Yeah.
the Saints, if I remember.
Yeah, it
I don't
sounds like the
remember,
Saints.
but it would like he just a great Al, your boy, Ramondre Stevenson.
Had a
Horrible
great
start,
year.
but
Had a great
he
year.
came back. Yep. God damn, man. This
Yeah.
sucks. This is the part that
Sucks, right?
sucks. Like, dude, so
Yeah.
many players like Diggs going over 1,000 yards, like Booty showing up to be one of the best deep threats in the league.
Demario Douglas in week 1, 3 catches for -2 yards and a touchdown. One of the most impressive things I've ever seen in my life.
Insane. And then he had
Like, how
like
the fuck does that
maybe
happen?
7 other plays all year, but he stayed ready. And I think we have to give props to the man who kind of got it all going. What Mike Vrabel did to this team, like it can't be overstated. Like you come to a team where you need to rebuild the team. You need to see who you want to keep. You need to develop people. You need to bring in your staff. You need to change the culture, the identity. And he did it all. He did you check every single box. Mike Vrabel, coach of the year, too. Like
Yeah.
everything you wanted him to
Patriots
do,
raked in the awards this season.
he did.
I
And then
know.
Josh McDaniels, assistant coach of the year. Like, but what Vrabel did with this team and connecting with everybody and doing things that were a little off. I remember during the preseason where some practices weren't padded or whatever, and you saw a lot of beat writers being like, "I don't know, like this wasn't done here, X, Y, and Z." It all worked out. Everything he did, and this doesn't happen every season. Almost every move he made worked out perfectly. He got rid of Jabril Peppers. We're all freaking out. What's going
I'm
on?
freaking out.
But little did we know he drafted the next Devin McCourty. I'm obviously,
Yeah.
Yeah,
playing it up a
being
little bit.
facetious.
The draft nailed the draft. I don't think
Exquisite.
we've seen a draft this well as a Patriots fan in the history of Patriots fans. I don't
I don't know.
just like across the board. And I think that might be a good thing to look at. I think we'll rank Patriots drafts at some point this offseason. But I think just across the board, just the quality that was brought into this team, both through the draft and via free agency, incredible. I mean, you brought guys here who not necessarily big names like Chason, not a big name, former first round pick, nothing crazy. Robert Spillane, we all liked him, but like let's not act like Robert Spillane was a household name. Like thrusting Jalen Hawkins into this starting role, no one thought
Journeyman
that was going to
backup.
happen. Incredible. Bringing in Carlton Davis, like that was a big ticket signing. He got some. Milton Williams, another big ticket signing, like the biggest ticket, like some would say. Just,
Mhm.
just an incredible job by him. Anybody else or anything you guys want to give shout outs to, whether it was with Vrabel or just any other unsung heroes you want to give a shout outs to?
This is going to sound weird, but Elliot Wolf for bringing in all the pieces or helping
Yep.
bring in all the pieces that they brought in. I mean, we talk about Matt Collins and Milton Williams, but again, like guys like Carlton Davis, Robert Spillane, Stephon Diggs, Morgan Moses, like the list goes on and on and
Hmm.
on.
He deserves
And
it.
he
It's a nice
deserves his
journey
credit.
lyric right there.
Thank you. Don't stop believing. Um, but yeah, so hopefully he has another great draft. But again, fellas, this was a fun year. It was fun being a part of it with you guys. We
Hmm.
talked about it in the group chat. It was fun. We give each other a hard time. We talk about a lot of fun things in this podcast. But at the end of the day, that's what brings the three of us together is the love for this team and the joy I think got brought back out of the three of us. We actually enjoyed watching this team again.
Except for that one episode with me and you, Al, where Liam got jealous that we talked about some depressing stuff.
Yeah.
Remember that? That was the one episode where Liam was like,
Yeah.
"Where
Yeah,
was I?"
which is shitty.
We'll
I
have to
like
be
to get
sad more moving
sad,
forward. Okay.
miserable. Yeah, it has been an incredible season, an incredible ride with you guys as well. A lot of character development in this season of Tuck Rule Takes, I would say.
Hmm.
There's been a lot that's gone on. Mike had a tragedy in his life. Al did as well. I got a new job, got promoted, got engaged, and got even more handsome. So we all have had to deal with stuff this year.
Notice how he just gives himself all the compliments. Like what
Yeah.
What he
is
did was just suck the life out of like our life and just
Yeah,
like
I know.
Yeah.
I
put it
know.
into his
Yeah, well,
bullshit
okay,
little
just
Irish life. Fuck you.
I
You went to
really had a
Ireland
tragedy.
too, asshole.
Yeah,
That's
it was a
crazy.
tough
I
year
know.
for all of us.
Ah.
So it's just been incredible being on the ride with you.
I know.
Yeah, no, I mean it definitely has. I think I speak for Al too, where it's like, yeah, like this podcast, it's fun to talk about the Patriots, but it is definitely fun to kind of like just get away for a little bit.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know what we
And
should
again,
do?
It's always nice. Early in the week, I know I have an hour to 2 hours of just cathartic bitching.
right, of just nothing, of just no, just nonsense. What Al? What
You
should
know
we
what
do?
we should do? We should do an in-person podcast when we get the chance to. There's an opportunity for us
I
to do it.
want to.
Oh
I
yeah.
know how to set it up. I want to.
Oh yeah,
There's a
maybe sometime in July, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe we
Are
can
you
do it.
coming
All
in
right.
July?
Yeah, well, but don't eat. Yes,
I
yes.
swear, Liam.
There's an event that you threw an invitation out
Yeah,
to. That's happening in
yeah.
July.
Oh,
You
yo, I threw away your save the date.
Oh
dweeb.
my God, Mike, close out the episode, please.
All right.
Like we
That's
went
what
over
Listen,
that
this last
was?
week. Oh
listen,
my
guys.
God.
For
Oh.
for everybody that's been listening and watching all that stuff, thank you. I know the Patriots being good makes this podcast a lot more enjoyable, and I think that'll happen for the foreseeable future. So yeah, we will, and I think we can all kind of confirm here, we will still be recording, obviously, pretty much weekly, unless something's going on or whatever. But yeah, we'll have things on. We'll try to have some other people on to talk about either other teams or whatever. We'll have some, we'll do lists, things like that. And
I
obviously, if
like
anything
lists.
happens with the Patriots, we'll talk about that as well too. But yeah, we will definitely be here during the offseason. Pumped about next season. I think it's going to be a great year. Hopefully, the Patriots can add people. I can't wait to do our big offseason plan episode. I feel like it's going to be the first one where we're all really pumped. We might have some crazy ideas that might come true. So yeah, I have nothing else to say about this other than the Patriots lost the Super Bowl, but you know, they beat out every other AFC team to get there. So everybody else
Yep.
can sit there, your Bills fans, your Broncos fans, whoever, you can cry, what if this and that, blah, blah, blah. Oh
The
no.
AFC runs
Oh,
through us. That's it.
dude, it does. It literally does. So you guys good? Nothing else?
No.
So for Liam, for Al, I'm Mike. This was Tuck Rule Takes, the final episode of the regular season of 2025. We will see you guys next week. Maybe just a brief overview of the offseason, what could happen if any news happens with the Patriots. We'll talk about that as well next week. But we will see you guys next week right here on Tuck Rule Takes. Like I said, for Al, Liam, Mike, thank everybody for being with us for the regular season. And yeah, look forward to a good offseason, guys. So one last time, sweet feet.
AFC champion. Sweet feet.
There it is.
We don't celebrate AFC championships around here. Sweet feet.
Oh, you.